just by proxy by having more invites than other teams.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, it would be really interesting to see what would happen if a team got multiple invites to Worlds. What do they do with that? I mean, do they give them both? How does it work? Are they allowed to gift one to a friend?
I would like to, I don't actually know how it shakes down. That's how it works in my mind. Because
we can really speculate, but we really don't know.
We had to course correct here so we didn't actually lie on camera and break our 100%
True
streak that we have here. We see Luminosity Dreammax on stage. Again, Dreammax with just an amazing, amazing set against Noun, that hero slow bro play from Olivo. And I would be shocked. Luminosity is known for banning slow bro themselves just to keep them down from anything they want to do. Not today, though.
Yeah, here we go. We've got the Umbreon and Urshifu. We have the Psyduck and Inteleon from the side of Dreammax. First pick on over to Luminosity Gaming as they are going to look to lock something in. I know Blissey could be, very high up on their list. Of course, it is the best Blissey player probably to ever play the game. That is Slash with the World Championship on Blissey. So yeah, you want to get that locked in.
2 of them.
Oh, 2 times?
2-time
I
World
bet he
Champion.
could play the game with his hands all switched up.
Yeah, probably. Blissey in the hands of Slash, unsurprising here. Mazo going to Leafeon. I don't think I've watched a game where they haven't picked the Leafeon, and Kaduzera Sword as well. I mean, the stocks are up on the Sword.
We got Kyrios here on Miraidon, and we have Otter on the Mew. Now, Luminosity Gaming, known for their support Mew. They are not looking to play this. Of course, it's going to do some damage. It's going to have some impact. It has possibility for some great secures as well when it comes to KOs or wild Pokemon. But most importantly, it's running that EXP share. It's running a curse item. This is set up to support the team. Luminosity Gaming is pretty unique in the sense that they play their supports in a very different way.
It makes it incredibly easy when you have the Blissey as well that can cover the healing aspect of the support role while being a great frontline tank. On the other side, Olivo grabbing the Snorlax as well as Gizine on the Eldegoss again. They've kind of locked this. This is the same 4 picks-ish with the exception being Olivo that we've seen. Cramorant. We've got Cramorant on here. And if you're all following Unite Esports on social media, you'll see an amazing Cramorant impression by yours truly, Dupesnax.
This is pretty incredible. You do not see Cram much, as you can tell by the 1% pick rate here in this tournament. Now, it did recently get some buffs, but it didn't feel like anything that was going to bring it back into the competitive scene necessarily. But here we have it with the item setup that they're running. It looks like this is going to be a dive, either air slash or dive hurricane build for Cramorant, which gives it incredible mobility, but it is not. It doesn't have the kind of damage output that you would have if you were running Surf Hurricane, which is kind of more of the long-range damage dealer version of Cram.
On the side of Luminosity Game, you have Otter that actually was in Cramorant jail last year, year 3. So they definitely have knowledge of the Pokemon, how it operates, and they can communicate that through the team so they don't necessarily get caught unawares here. Wrapping up, Trainer on Mimikyu, one of the few players that makes this thing look like a worthy pick. We've seen a couple so far, but I'm excited to see Trainers, which is finally let out of the cage.
Yeah, Trainer is insanely good on Mimikyu. This is going to be a real test for Dreammax, right? And it's going to be a real showcase as to where exactly Luminosity is at in this tournament. We saw a shaky game for them day 1 as they played against Antic from OC, but outside of that match, they did do incredibly well, walking through their tournament flawlessly so far, not dropping a single game.
Yeah, and they're going to looking to keep that going. And that's what's dangerous with Luminosity, right? Once they kind of get into these later stages of the tournaments, they tend to stop losing, which is good.
Yeah, you want to stop losing as it goes on, and they haven't lost it all yet. This is Luminosity Gaming, your purple team. Dreammax Esports, your orange team. North America versus Brazil to see which one will move on to our semifinals.
Slash and Kyrios, a very strong dynamic duo here in the bottom path. We've got Olivo rolling down, as well as Ferzera on the Cramorant, going to see what they can do. Quick points going in for Kyrios. Slash Gang going to try and bully up front and try and out-secure some of these Pokemon here. Unsuccessful in that particular endeavor.
Yeah, and they're actually going to have to peel back here. Nice secures there by the side of Dreammax as that heads over to Luminosity. Not too bad on either side. We also did get an early score, but the blue buff early sent over to this Cramorant. That's the nice thing about using a Leafeon. You're able to, share that central area.
K-opener over to Dreammax. The slash does go down, but here's Trainer to try and leverage the work that this bottom path pair has done. A bit shy on the damage they need for Olivo, and Ferzera senses the trouble, gets out of dodge.
Yeah, nice play right there, actually. You know, they use the Hurricane to knock them up. They eject button. They drop the Whirlpool in case they follow them into the tall grass right there. We're going to have level 5 on Kramer, as we're going to get a secure on this somehow. They get a little bit of it and then peel back.
Yeah, oh, nice little spin up by the Cram here. Keeps, again, Luminosity from pushing forward. Eject button from Overlord. They want this KO on Giesing. They're not going to be successful. Otter running coverage for that. Overlord is very low. Here comes Mazo, and that's an easy one for Alefion.
Yeah, easy for Leafeon. Going to try to follow Otter right here. Not able to get them right in time for that Razor Leaf. Otter is going to peel back. Mazo going to head back to that top path. But a big KO. And Blaziken takes a lot longer to get online than Leafeon, right? So you're able to make these plays early and really just put the pressure on your opponents.
Slashcan just sitting there, getting a sense for where Dreammax Esports is trying to play. Double late now in the central area for them as we have Combuskin trying to get into a Blaziken.
Careful. I hope that becomes Blaziken soon, because I don't want to see you throw up here on broadcast again. As we move in, looking for a KO. Nice big heavy slam. Combuskin in some trouble. Going to have to run out of this engagement.
Yeah, I believe Otter with a nice little play there by themselves to just, again, offer support, allow Overlord to get in, back out. E-Ball putting the fear in Dreammax for now. Now we have a 4v4 as we are approaching the 740 mark. These teams are looking to scrap, but Mazo isn't here, so the advantage might be to Luminosity.
Yeah, I think the advantage definitely is to Luminosity down here in this bottom path, especially as they have this Mimikyu starting to run down. The level advantage was pretty nice for Dreammax for a moment there, but now that we're all about in line.
Ooh. Nice little surf pull by Otter here to get Kaduzera into the back line, and now Luminosity Overlord comes through, slides on Ferzera. Olivo's going to go down as well. Heavy slam over the wall. Overheat can't quite catch them. I thought that one was all but guaranteed. Wide guard to stop the boosted auto from Otter.
Here we go. We're going to head down to this bottom objective. They're just ripping it off the map as quick as they can. The Fire Punch, the Electro Drift, moving into the Overheat, and that's good to go for Luminosity.
Kaduzera in there. Wide guard is a little early. Now they're going to put tons of damage on him, and that's an easy KO back on the sword, getting cracked in half very simply. And now Luminosity is still full pressure down here. 4 on just Olivo and Giesing, and they're going to try and get some points, and rotating down slowly but surely is Trainer. Ferzera is behind them. The Cramorant trying to score, and this Electro Drift Maridon's going to be able to chunk it down, and it does immediately. Quick KO lineup. Mazo, bang, give him 2. Nice little work by Kyrios.
Kyrios moving in. That's a double KO, and they're continuing this push towards this goal zone. 4 members of Luminosity. Now there's the Unite move from this Maridon, pushing them away from the goal. Now Overlord can stack in this bottom path with a nice big overcap there from Trainer. 35 to the goal zone. That's 114, 83. And level-wise, things are also going great for Luminosity. They have their Blaziken at 10.
I mean, they are just looking good across the board on these levels because of that great exchange they were just able to have. Ferzera going to try and follow Giesing into the middle. We got Mazo kind of going downstairs for a big flank, and Trainer's getting surrounded very quickly in the bottom path. Let's see if they can deal with the Mimikyu here. Bliss assistance just in time, and Kaduzera goes in. They do get the KO Shrika 2 after the heavy slam follow-up, and now it's Dreammax Esports putting some pressure on.
Yeah, Dreammax actually having a great exchange right there, even though we did have the Bliss assistance, which is one of the best get-out-of-jail-free cards in Pokemon Unite. They were still able to pick up those KOs, still able to break that bottom goal zone. However, this gave Luminosity the opportunity to take Reggie Alecki in the top path, and now they get to decide whether they're fighting in the top path or trying to score, trying to take some experience, and it looks like Blaziken gets taken down top, trying to push that in.
Yeah, but that allowed a ton of work to be done by Kyrios, right? They were just sitting right there, grabbing some buffs. Olivo couldn't really contest too hard there, and really just keeping an eye on him, making sure things don't get out of control. There's the Mimikyu Shadow Sneak right into the middle. Olivo over the wall, quickly retreating. I'll tell you what, Olivo is making chicken salad out of chicken scratch out here, because they are getting caught a lot, but never actually going down.
Yeah, I feel like Dreammax has been fighting particularly well, even though there have been some tough moments, and Luminosity's playing a great game. Another objective secured by Luminosity. This is going to put them even closer to some, kind of astronomical levels here. We've already got 12 on this Blaziken. The Shadow Sneak hits the sword, but they decide not to go in with it.
Yeah, I like that choice, right? Don't give this experience back. Kaduzera is there waiting for them. Giesing and Olivo in tow. Electro Drift with the Bliss assistance right there. We got a power nap on top of them. They're stuck against the wall. Slash Can is getting real low. Overheat is there. Does it hit a target? Not quite yet. Coup de Grace comes through. Nobody's quite down. Mimic Unite does finally gobble up the sword. And now Luminosity is just trying to take more equity on the map. Take some buffs away. Take some free experience away. Otter going to pot shot with a long-range boosted auto, and the rest of the team is gone.
Yeah, one thing that you pointed out there, Dreammax, it's exactly right, is they are spending so much time on their side of the map, they're stealing all of the experience away that they possibly can. Meanwhile, when you look at Luminosity's side of the map, there's tons of farm up that they are able to get. Level-wise, this is going to be tough for Dreammax if they're not able to get back on board and get some of this experience. We almost have a level 13 on this Blaziken already.
Shadow Sneak on Olivo. Nice little block. Kaduzera goes deep. Overheater's charge doesn't hit anybody. Into the backline, Cram Unite is out. They're gulping and gatling and shooting missiles all over the place. And finally, Trainer does go down. Or is there going to be a re-engagement? Overlord Watts More gets spun up by the Cramorant. Overheat, eject button, tons of damage on 2, but not enough to actually close the door. Meanwhile, Regieleki is getting hit. Dreammax successfully pushed away.
Yeah, Dreammax pushed away. Easy secure here now for Luminosity. No one from Dreammax is even going to try to take this away from them. Every objective has been an easy fight for Luminosity. And we got a big one coming up here. That is Rayquaza. It does feel like Dreammax is doing a good job of not getting baited, not going down in some of these big fights, but at the same time, Luminosity is taking control of the map. They are taking the objectives. And again, in just a moment here, Rayquaza is going to hit the map. If Luminosity can push you out of the Ray Pit and secure that, it's game over.
Yeah, down by 17 points is Dreammax, but they still have a T1 to work with, whereas Luminosity does not. 30 seconds until Ray. Wait with bated breath. We're going to see how they decide to posture here. Otter babysitting the T1 top, and Slashcan trying to get vision. Remember, they are Blissey, which is a support character, but they're acting as the tank for this team. They need to be frontlining and open up windows of opportunity for Trainer.
And here we go. We have about 10 seconds until Rayquaza, and score is incredibly close, 192-175. Someone from Dreammax could peel off. Nice little focus blast, finding multiple members. Overlord knocked up. Snorlax hitting the block. They're moving in for this fight, though.
They want Kaduzera. Bliss assisted in the middle, and that's going to take out the sword very quickly before it can even use its Unite move. Now they're looking for another target. Electro Drift through the power napping Snorlax. Focus blast in the backline for Zera. Can't even jump in. Now they're looking straight at Ray. They're saying, come get us, son. Rolling up through the top window is the Snorlax. Olivio has made a hero play before. Verzera steps in. Rayquaza's getting low. We're trying to use some Unite moves. The missiles are out. They're shooting everybody in sight, and it's still Luminosity. It's still Luminosity. The world champs are trying to run it back. LAIC champs trying to run it back, and they're looking good here in game 1.
Yes, they are, as the points are raining in. What a wild fight there at Rayquaza. I mean, I wasn't sure exactly who was going to secure that, but we still had the Blaziken near it. It was a beautiful block there. It was pretty amazing, but Luminosity still able to take it down. However, this game is still incredibly close. 264-245. Dreammax is in no way out of this.
Overlord has no shield. Otter has no shield. Rolling through Kyrios, tons of shield. Yeah. And we've got a Blissey Slashcan, who I presume, the way they're walking, they've got some shield left as well. And really they're waiting for Dreammax to expose themselves on the counter push to go put those last points in and put the last nail in the coffin for game 1.
We do see a member of Dreammax is waiting at that top goal zone. We have Mazu on the Leafeon. Hopefully they would be able to do enough damage to break these Rayquaza shields and stop them from scoring. Cramorant is sneaking around the bottom path, looking to make a score happen themselves. Here they come up to the top path, moving in with the Electro Drift. Now they're going to try to hopefully take a lot of damage on one Pokemon. It doesn't even matter. Able to score right there. And now Blissey didn't even need to put the points in.
Bliss assistance on Kyrios all the way in to get the bonus shield so they can get their points in. Are they going to get stopped? Yes. Yes, they are. The score shield was eviscerated.
Yeah, I mean, really, really close stuff. Impressive from Luminosity. Miraidon just able to make it happen. Now, even if that wouldn't have happened, they were already up. This was just ensuring that Dreammax couldn't do anything on the other side of the map.
Listen, I actually love the call that Luminosity made to get on top of the Rayquaza as soon as they caught the Aegislash. That Aegislash went down without its coup de grace. Now, we know the Sacred Sword is a great secure tool in and of itself, but that coup de grace is definitely its bread and butter when it comes to those objectives. And looking across the path at Dreammax, you look at their roster with Aegislash out of the equation. Everything else secure-wise isn't nearly as strong. So you take the weighted flip, not even flip, you take the weighted rip, and they were successful.
Take a look here. Overlord, 74,000 damage on this Blaziken. Not surprising, really. It felt like it was brawling. The second it hit that level lead, it got online, it became Blaziken. It was comboing through the enemy team right there, and it didn't feel like they had too many answers on the side of Dreammax. I'm not sure if Cramorant was an issue at all, but it also didn't seem like a superstar.
And they are bringing each other along, kind of that iron sharpens iron mentality.
Here we go, heading into game number 2. Obviously, Dreammax down here. They're going to need to make some different plays. They're going to need to come with a different strategy. They're going to need to throw something at Luminosity possibly they haven't seen, because game 1, LG was in control after maybe about the first couple minutes, right? We had the Leafeon, which gave them a really powerful start for Dreammax, but the match continued to go downhill after that kind of early game momentum they had. Luminosity's now first pick. Obviously, Blissey is available. They will take it.
The Inteleon ban is a bit surprising to me, but Dreammax Esports may be trying to shoehorn Luminosity into a certain strategy, and it's pretty obvious. If Blissey's available, Blissey will get taken, and it looks like we immediately are going to take a pause for the cause here. Right back into it. Here we go. Locking in Leafeon and Miraidon, which gives Curios the sword, something that Kaduzera has been doing great on all weekend long, and Curios saying, okay, you took my Miraidon, I'll grab the sword, and we'll make you pay with it.
Yeah, that's really interesting, right? Because it really does go right back the other way. Curios has been on this Aegislash. Mazu taking this Leafeon early right here once again, and there is a good reason for it. Now, a lot of teams are not grabbing Leafeon, but I know Trainer's Leafeon is particularly amazing.
It is.
So not only do you get Mazo's favorite Pokemon clearly in this meta right now, you also take away an option from Trainer.
What I was just about to say, Trainer picking Mimikyu there rather than last puts Dreammax Esports in a unique position. They have to grab the Slowbro now. If they don't, that means that we've got the Comfy Zoroark combination in the gutter here for Luminosity, which limits how Dreammax can react to that. So we'll see where Luminosity goes. They asked a question, Dreammax answered, and then we end up on Overlords, Year 1 Lucario here, and Otter back on the support Mew.
Lucario is always an interesting pick, Doopsnacks.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel like what Lucario is for me when I see a team grab it is this probably wasn't the strategy they wanted to play, but they still always have this comfort pick on a Pokemon that used to be the best thing going in the entire game, Lucario. Still a decent Pokemon, you can still win games with it, but it really does feel like, hey, we ran out of the other things we wanted to do. I'll just play Lucario.
Yeah, I mean, Overlord, you know, can make any Pokemon look particularly strong. We see the pick rate pretty low on Lucario. Overlord has been playing this Pokemon since day 1, year 1, you know, has tons of miles on it specifically. When I say I don't like it, it just always seems to just be, like you said, you know, excess flow valve, right? Like we didn't get all the stuff we need to just kind of throw something at the wall. You know, for players like Overlord and, you know, that we've seen this weekend that do bring it to the island and winning games, it's like, sure, why not?
Yeah, it does feel like they maybe had the ability, right, to pivot Zoro Comfey, but of course, seeing that Slowbro, they thought, all right, they kind of see what we're up to. Let's move back here to this Lucario. We still have the support Mew that is extremely effective. We have sort of the more, you know, tank defender player slash playing Blissey, which he plays as a defender, but it's still Blissey. I mean, you've still got all of the support capabilities there out of this Pokemon, because you interestingly have an attacker in the normal support role. And then Curios, I mean, if you look at Luminosity Gaming's composition, it looks very odd. Curios, normally who you would consider the quote-unquote attacker player, grabbing an all-rounder. You've got an all-rounder for Trainer. You've got an all-rounder for Overlord. So a really interesting setup here as we head into game number 2. Luminosity Gaming, your purple team. Dreammax Esports is your orange team, and they are down 1 game here in this best of 3. This is the top 8 Dupe Snacks, and it's all single elimination, meaning if Dreammax loses right here, their tournament is over.
Now Slashcan again, going to walk forward, put pressure on, see what they can secure, opening up the window of opportunity for Overlord to get a quick stack in. Lucario definitely strong in the early stages of the game. Luminosity win rate is 87%, pretty darn good. Dreammax 70%, also pretty darn good, as the K opener goes to Mazo and Dreammax.
Yeah, nice KO there for Dreammax. They're heading down to this bottom path where we're seeing the Lucario here from Luminosity. Not something that you often see is Lucario in that bottom path, but they are able to get some decent secures in the face of their opponents here. Getting pushed around a little bit by this Miraidon as Slash is moving forward right here, and they're trying to get a secure there on the wild Pokemon.
Yeah, Overlord making a cheeky play, trying to secure that contestable Pokemon. And Trainer is a bigger level than Mazo, slightly ahead as a level 5 here. Can't quite cash in on that, so we're going to squabble over these birds here. And, of course, those go over to the side of Dreammax Esports almost completely. But Overlord was worried about the bodies in front of him, and he's trying to take it to Dreammax, and there's 2 in a row, as they are now going to be able to get points in the easy way.
Now, you're seeing something interesting here, Dupes. This is extreme speed Lucario. You don't often see this build. Look, you don't often see Lucario, right? But without a ton of crowd control on the side of Dreammax, this is able to actually scoot around the battlefield, set up some huge combinations, dash through the entire enemy team, and it looks like they're trying to take it to Mazo here in this central area. Overlord in a little bit of trouble right now, making their way all the way to the flux zone of Dreammax.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to poach Mazo there, as now you can see Slash kind of leading a train of Dreammax players on a chase. Otter hanging around. Nobody's really willing to stick their neck out for Slash. They know that's a done deal. Rolling back to the bottom pad, though, is Luminosity to make sure that Dreammax can't make a huge push as we are watching Trainer.
And, you know, take a look at this here. The Leafeon is only level 6, while we have a level 8 on the side of Luminosity for the Mimikyu, a level 7 for the Sword. So a Pokemon that should be a very high level right now. That's the whole point of grabbing a speedster like this Leafeon, is actually getting held down pretty well by Luminosity Gaming. That was the whole reason they wanted to head into that central area there.
Nice little surf by Olivo to get Overlord out of dodge here, who is trying to make a play on Ferzera. Curios is here as well, looking for that opportunity. Mazo incredibly low, still gets the support Mew down. Giesing just in time with a puff to top them off, as we've got a little push towards this goal zone, which I wish we were watching right now.
It's moving towards the goal zone. We're watching Mazo peel towards the other side right here. Miraidon trying to push them back, but the points have already been scored. Curios now with no points in their pocket, not able to make another score, but they're pulling back away from this goal zone. The wide guard giving them some space, using a boosted attack to help charge up their other move, Sacred Sword, while the entire time the soft-boiled from Blissey keeps them healthy. And these two are just kind of dashing around this fight, staying in this, not giving Dreammax an inch here.
Yeah, I mean, between Curios and Slashcan, that's a tough combination to take down. Ferzera now in the backline, lining up an Electro Drift. Overlord steps right into it, takes a ton of damage, secured by Slash underneath all of the Dreammax Esports pressure, and now they're looking for a target. Mimikyu Unite is out. The Sword cuts the head off of Mazo in short order. 3 points left, and it's going to be a huge overdunk, 37 points.
Yeah, they're continuing to push towards this goal zone here. The points are raining in on this tier 2, and a triple KO for Curios. I mean, this is just absolute domination down here in the bottom path. It is 233 to 77. Luminosity is winning every single fight they take. The only real hope for Dreammax right now is if you take a look at this Garchomp, it is a level 10 in that top path in the central area here, actually having to make a sneaky, way back to their base. So Kadu doing okay. Everything else for Dreammax has been really unfortunate so far.
That's going to be the question. How can Dreammax fight when the Garchomp finally enters the fray? We've seen a lot of teams like BH3 be successful with that approach. Overlord trying to slash through, going to put some pressure on Giesing. Mazo sees that Bliss Assistance just in time, long range, cut through him with the E-Speed. Nice surf separation by Otter, and it's a KO streak of 2 all of a sudden for Overlord, who makes it out topped off on HP. Mazo's going to try and stop the score. They're unsuccessful. We're sliding through them now. Egg Bomb pops them up. Overlord can't quite close the gap. Telekinesis is out from Olivo, but all that's going to do is tell Overlord that he's safe to go home.
This is just incredible pressure here from Luminosity Gaming. We're now hiding in the tall grass of Dreammax Esports here, looking for another possibility to fight. Slash scoring in the top path. Another 9 points goes in. They are now trying to take away all of this experience right here. The insane amount of aggression here from Luminosity, and they are just absolutely dominating Dreammax in game number 2.
They're having a hard time getting a grip onto where these Pokemon are. Olivo just walks onto a landmine called Otter and Curios. That's a combination I wouldn't want to have to deal with now. And this team is getting huge.
Yeah, they are getting huge here as we have 3 members of Dreammax moving towards this tier 2. But everyone from Luminosity is quickly converging on this fight. We have the Miraidon trying to make something happen. Overlord moves in, picks up a big-time KO. The Mimikyu Unite move, and now they grab the Miraidon. It's just Eldegoss in the top path. We have Garchomp and Slowbro, but I don't even know if they want to engage in this fight. It looks like Garchomp's they are coming top. They do have a Unite move. They're looking for a Dragon Claw combo. They get multiple members of Luminosity, but the Bliss assistance is out. No one from LG has gone down yet. Blissey still doesn't go down, and a double KO for Lucario. Looks like it's going to be no.
And the two-step into getting knocked out, into losing the Regieleki and a Miraidon Unite. Those meteors may be flying towards Earth, but it must be that 3% one here in a couple years because it completely whiffed, didn't hit anything.
I couldn't tell if that was Curios or Wolfie because this is the world champ difference right here. I mean, they are absolutely dominating Dreammax in game number 2. I don't know how they are going to come back from this. Luminosity has their foot on their neck, and they are just not letting them breathe in this match.
This has felt like the longest game you and I have watched in the last 2 days. It is only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Mazo steps up. Overlord is going to be level 14 in a frog's hair of a tick, and we're going to be able to watch them continue to put pressure on. And when Overlord is feeling this E-Speed Lucario, they've been playing it for 4 years now, Spraggles, they are looking to schmoove.
This does not look good for Mazu being caught right here by Overlord. Again, that is a level 14. Nice little Dragon Claw right there. They would love to get this KO, but of course, Curios coming in there with the wide guard, making sure that doesn't happen. Wow, this is just so tough. I mean, you are seeing one of the best, if not the best teams in action right now. Absolutely controlling this match. Start to finish.
Start to finish. I mean, you got to think, for Dreammax, that Garchomp has been farming most of the game. It's only really engaged twice, and it got eliminated very quickly. And look at it. It's not even the biggest thing in the lobby. There's 2 other level 13s across the way. And don't forget about that level 14 as well.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Dreammax. Now, a moment like this, you need a massive catch. They do have the Slowbro Unite move. Of course, if they could grab Lucario, if they could somehow do enough damage to get through the Bliss assistance, this could be massive.
Or telekinesis.
Little telekinesis right here, pulling them back to the fight, getting hit by the Solar Beam, and they're not going for the engage just yet. They're waiting for their moment. I think they want Lucario more than they want
Shadow
the
Sneak went in. Slow beam on top of Aegislash. Bliss assistance just in time to keep them standing. Wide guard is there, but Blissey is down. The meteors are crash landing on top of Curios' head, and they're not using Iron Head today as they get dusted by an Electro Drift. Otter is trying to space back. The rip is happening in the middle, I believe. No, they're pulled off.
Whoa.
Still at half. Huge elimination there. All of a sudden, Dreammax Esports has signs of life. They've got everything they need. No prayer plays here. And Dreammax Esports with a huge team fight win. Holy.
Somehow Dreammax Esports takes them down there, and they are now scoring the points. They're only 5 points ahead currently, putting another 100 in the main. This is 310 now to 585. Dreammax down but not out, never giving up, continuing to look for their win condition, continuing to look for the way to win this fight. An unbelievable comeback from a moment that I think few teams could even dare to try.
I mean, Olivo with a nice telekinesis pull on the Aegislash, put Luminosity kind of on off balance, essentially, and now they're going to have to make a play to score. They are down by a boatload, 275 points, and this looks like a very tall order with under a minute left.
Yeah, they're moving towards this tier 2, seeing if they can make something happen. Nice big telekinesis, but Shadow Sneak from the Mimikyu. They're getting caught here by the Dragon Claw. Garchomp Unite move, more points going in from Mazu in that main goal zone, and they're trying to siege this tier 2, but 2 have gone down already.
Now, Bliss Resistance back on Overlord. They're going to keep trying to move through, but that is a relentless assault from Dreammax, who have for the first time caught up in levels in this match, and they're going to go ahead and win themselves a game 2. And Luminosity, looking like they were absolutely unstoppable, realize that they are not infallible. Dreammax Esports making them pay.
Yeah, Dreammax Esports out here with the Galaxy Quest. Never give up, never surrender, fighting till the bitter end. Well, it wasn't a bitter end for them as they continue to put points on the board. Luminosity losing what feels like an unlosable game.
I mean, just get rid of Slowbro. I don't know what they're doing here.
Really nice here as we head into our draft. Obviously, Luminosity, well, I think they heard you up there on the big stage, TubeStacks. Insta-ban for that Slowbro.
Yeah, I love it. And this is actually something we've seen Luminosity do almost for the last year, including this year. It's like, oh, we'd rather have all our tools available to us and outplay you than have something like Slowbro slow beam in and cause an L. And right now, Olivo, for me, 2 for 2 on the slow beams. They are legendary out of this kid right now.
Truly. I mean, it really is a huge weapon that they are taking away from them. As we look to see what our first pick is here for Luminosity, I was about to say, they've got Blissey. They are going to take it here, and it looks like Dreammax, they're well aware of this, and actually they dealt with it pretty well in game number 2. I will say, outside of Rayquaza, it didn't feel like they did too much well at all in game 2.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like this Ferzera reprioritization on the Miraidon, right? I mean, Kyrios is a very strong Miraidon player. Trainer looking what the option is. They're selecting Bear. If it goes single strike, it'll probably be in the hands of Trainer, maybe Overlord. But if it's Blue Bear, it's going to be switched to Overlord. So I think right now what I'm seeing is they're keeping their options open.
Yeah, they could always flex into this, right? They still have Zoro Comfey available as well. However, once they grab Mew, it's pretty unlikely that we are going to see that play, and that's kind of telegraphing to our opponents that's not what's going to happen.
Right.
Unless they swap it over to Kyrios and they still have an option for it. So we're going to see how they want to play these final couple of picks. I would have loved to see Overlord on Galarian Rapidash. I don't think it's happening, but I would love to see it happen. Final couple of picks. Cycling through their options right here. Absol has been a power Pokemon here today.
I actually don't hit Glaceon either. This is a moment where I'm actually kind of cool with Glaceon. They go the Espeon, no surprise there. And for Luminosity, for me that support Mew is an if this, then that. If they get Blissey, then they play support Mew. Dreammax Esports will see how they round it out. Kaduzera, now all of a sudden, Sword, not even in the equation anymore. Just completely gone.
That's really interesting, right? I mean, I guess maybe just Luminosity seems to have its number sometimes. You know, they don't want it on Kyrios apparently. And it looks like, you know, a couple of the things that we sort of called out here in the booth, the Slowbro ban that you mentioned, me saying, look, they have not very little range damage. Now they're switching it up, right? We've got the 2 all-rounders still for Overlord and Trainer, but we have Kyrios on this Espeon, which is a much different look. Kaduzera on the other side. Garchomp is back on the board.
Yes.
Not really surprising. I think it was one of their best choices from that last game.
I agree, right? Has the opportunity to get a late game jump in and absolutely shred through this Luminosity gaming team. Now, what Luminosity has done between the Mimikyu and the Espeon, it gives themselves good catchability, right? If that's an Electro Drift Miraidon, it's going to have to engage. With the full heal, it makes me think that's probably where we're going here. If they get into the pocket, you can Espeon Unite that Psychic Solaire, or you can put the sheet over it with Mimikyu. Same thing with Mazo. So they've got abilities to catch their engagement. Now, what are they going to do when the Garchomp rolls through behind them?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, what are they going to do? What is Dreammax going to do right here against the world champs? If they take down Luminosity, they are going to be on a legendary run here in the EOS Cup.
Yes.
We're talking about eliminating Nouns and then LG to make it through this tournament. That would be insane, but not outside the realm of possibility. They are that good. This is Brazil versus North America here at the EOS Cup, and this kind of competition, this is why we have this event. This is why we get, I mean, such amazing games. It is the height of the Western teams competing here. Luminosity Gaming from North America, your purple team. Dreammax Esports from Brazil, your orange team. This is a best of 3, and we're on game number 3. The winner moves on, and the loser is out of this tournament.
Olivo on the invade mission, trying to trying to stop Overlord from getting to level 5, because we know Kubfu is incredibly weak early game. It is level 4 and some change. It has to have to get in path and work, and we already know where they're going. Mazo's actually cutting them off already, knowing that they have to go for those 2 Bunnelbees in path that were left there for them, and it looks like Mazo got them both, or at least they were sent down path, because they are able to retreat, and Kubfu is still unevolved.
I mean, look at that amazing level of aggression right there, and yeah, it is really difficult to get something like this Urshifu online in a situation like that, right? So they are not able to hit their 5 for this fight while they're very, very close to it. And we have multiple members of both teams up here ready for these birds.
Yeah, 3v3, but really underhanded approach here. They actually put a 4th player up just to help Overlord evolve. Snorlax goes down, and now we're going to be pushing forward. Overlord going to get some points in, get some stacks, and Otter is 2. Not necessarily stacking, getting points in. Mazo is downstairs helping for Zera, and honestly, Kyrios doing a good job by themselves to give the team some time. time.
Yeah, it looks like Kyrgios did a pretty excellent job down there. Mazu, still not level 5. We have Overlord. Now they are in the central area here of Dreammax. They said, look, you can do that to a Cupfu, but you're not going to be able to do that to a Water Bear anymore, especially with both support players essentially following Overlord around. Like, but you're okay, boss, right? You're okay? Okay, great.
They know where their bread is buttered. They got to make sure that Overlord can get big enough can take over the game. 8 minutes of getting to the middle is just Slash. Finally, Overlord is rolling in to see how Dreammax approaches. Overlord goes straight to the middle. The Razor Leaf is out, but we're going in on Gizin right here. Tons of damage does result in a KO. Boosted auto comes through. That like web of electricity that leaves Ferzera in that passive was enough to send them downstairs straight towards the path. As now we're looking to scrap a little bit. Kadu leaving the top path and coming down here. Mazo goes down. Nice work by Kyrgios.
Yeah, nice work by Kyrgios. And Overlord here, every time he moves in for a fight, of course, the Rapid Strike, you're able to get a nice, chunk of healing. Also, the safeguard from Blissey being thrown down so that they are not immediately crowd controlled, slowed down, knocked up, stunned, something like that. And then they can continue to fight, just enabling one of the best players in the game to cut through the enemy team.
Overlord moving through a little bit, dealing some damage to Olivo, who has to retreat. And now a heavy slam in, just misses Kyrgios, or at least it chunks them and eats the EV passive here, as we're going to keep working through 7 minutes. Basement Reggie is here. Mazo's working through the central area of Luminosity, which means Luminosity has a little bit of an advantage on this Registeel. Olivo moving forward. We're going to see if they make a play. Gizin just kind of hanging out. It looks like it's going to be like a heavy slam for a steal opportunity. No, they don't even try.
Yeah, they don't even try. The Pollen Puff not able to get it there. Nice secure from Luminosity. Multiple members sieging this goal zone.
Oh,
here comes Mazo.
Mazo with the flank. Overlord sees it, immediately turns their attention to them before they can try and take over. Now, Mazo does have their Unite move. Wasn't able to expend it there for a good catch, but we have Overlord picking up the Unite move for themselves. They want Mazo in a big way, forcing out the two-step, and they do get the knockout here. Mazo gets chased down by Electro Ball, but it's not enough.
That is the higher level KO. That's exactly what they're looking for, taking the, the strongest player on the side of LG out of the equation. Meanwhile, Trainer up in the top path with this Mimikyu. The top goal zone is broken on the side of Dreammax. Reggie Alecki is walking in their direction. So while a couple of fights have gone in Dreammax's favor, both objectives are over to LG.
Very quietly, the Mimikyu is level 10. Trainer looking in, they're going to see who they commit here. Kyrgios using stored power, going to put some damage on Kadu. Now we have 4 players. They Dragon Rush in, and they popped them immediately as soon as they went for the displacement. Now Mazo's gone, and that's an amazing use of the Unite move to get into the backline here. 3 players blinked out of existence in an instant, and now the Meteors are crashing down. Don't hit anybody. The goal zone's already down. 196 to 24, and I'm getting deja vu from game 2.
Yeah, this is a brutal position for Dreammax also, because unlike game 2 where they broke that bottom goal zone, Reggie Alecki can now walk towards their home goal zone, near the 2-minute mark for Rayquaza. So you can essentially unlock Zapdos once again here on Thea Sky Ruin somehow, which is coming back to ranked, by the way, for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, why not?
Fun little fact. Anyway, the point is they've unlocked a massive win condition for them as this match moves on. It's going to be tough for Dreammax to deal with.
Yeah, we've got a safeguard Blissey just moving through here, going to try and posture up some good engagements. And honestly, Dreammax had the positional advantage while both Trainer and Overlord were taking Central Farm, and all of a sudden Luminosity has the impetus down here around the basement, Reggie, because the rest of Dreammax is looking to farm up. Are they going to fight them on pad? That's a question mark. No, we're buying time, we're buying space. Regirock's going to start to get worked on. Heavy slam by Olivo puts them in the crosshairs of Overlord. The block is out. The safeguard is there as well, diving through that big block and securing the Reggie downstairs is Otter. Emerald 2-step in the back. Bliss isn't just in time. That's a 19-hit KO streak over the age of 18. Legal in the United States. Overlord coming back.
You're getting a jurisdiction in there, just so it's clear where exactly. Sure.
Legal.
Got legal in the United States with a 19-hit combo from Overlord as they continue moving. Once again, we have a Reggie in the top path. No one is there to deal with it, and that is actually great news for Dreammax, even though this fight is not going particularly well. If this Reggie does not go down before the 4-minute mark, which it does not, it means another one will not spawn in time to walk towards their base. So that Reggie could be the last one, or will be the last one, that we will see in that top path. However, Luminosity could hold it as the game goes on, and this fight is still raging, Doomsnacks.
It really is. Another Miraidon Unite is going to be good enough to get the Blissey in tandem with the Garchomp here, and now they're looking to make a move in the bottom path. Surf back towards the pad is Otter. They're trying to coach through boosted auto. Kato wants that target, but their first air is going to put the points in, so is Kadu. They're going to try at least. Cotton Cloud Crash to top off the team here at the 3-minute and 30-second mark, and now Trainer finally steps into the mix. They've been off on a mission, finally showing up, returning, and saying, I'm home, boys, let's get it.
I understand why Dreammax is pushing here. They need to get some points on the board. They want a good position. They want to break a goal zone, all of that. But the longer they leave Regieleki in the top path, the closer it gets to Rayquaza. And essentially, big time Unite move, not able to finish him off, though. But essentially, the closer this gets to this actually walking to their base at Ray, they had the opportunity to deal with it earlier. Now we're under the 3-minute mark, and it once again kind of becomes the same Regieleki that could have spawned late.
Yeah, it's a problem, is what it is.
Yes.
And Luminosity did a great job buying time for this to be an occurrence, right? They couldn't quite clear it in that moment, so now they have the agency to do it now. Are they going to take it, or are they going to try and use this as a massive bait on the hook? Heavy Slam from Olivo susses out Slash Can in this moment.
Here we go. They're going to push them away from this. They're able to start hitting this, and it doesn't look like there's much Dreammax can do. They're going to need to respond to it somehow, though, because as it walks towards their base, again, it opens up a huge win condition for them. A little heavy slam block right there. They're going to put some damage on him. It looks like Shadow Sneak actually hit the Eldegoss on the back line right there. Garchomp with a Dragon Claw, Otter over the wall.
Busting out the Unite move, making them go invisible. Tons of damage being put in. Mimikyu Unite comes through on Kadu, forcing out the Garchomp Unite. Trainer is taking some damage. They're at half HP. The Miraidon Unite came out, didn't hit much. Overlord's in the back line. Kazu has no HP. How are they going to play this? Everybody's looking to reset. Mazo's getting chased down. The goal zone is open. Is Overlord going to go for the score? They're going to get popped up. Can they actually get the Bliss assistance? Is there? Huge block by Olivo. Going to put them in the blender. And now the Unite move is out. Kadu is still standing. Now we're working through. Psychic Solaire catches a bunch of Regieleki, and finally the Hundo Burgers go in. What a resistance by Dreammax Esports. But that resistance is met with tenacity by Luminosity Gaming. They get the burgers in 5-5-5 to 114, and now the Rayquaza is Dreammax's only option.
That's right, 1:18 on the clock. Overlord continuing to fight in the central area. Kadu in a lot of trouble, and they do go down. Miraidon's landing too little too late, looking for the KO on Overlord, but not able to make it happen. Caught by the Electro Ball. That's a double KO from the Mew.
I mean, come on, Emerald two-step is out. Trainer is still standing with the safeguard shield popping up. And I'll tell you what a push by Luminosity Gaming. What a beacon of light for Dreammax is Olivo right there with that huge heavy slam block, cutting off Overlord for as long as they did. Ultimately, a fruitless endeavor, forcing Dreammax's back against the wall, and they need to start ripping this Rayquaza now.
Yeah, they have to go for it. They're way too far behind. They would need full pockets on all of their members running to score right here. Mew Unite move, so Mew does not go down. Kadu in some trouble right here. Big time Electro Drift. The Bliss Assistance saves them right there. Overlord back in with the 10 hits. Illegal in every county, of course. Thank goodness, as there's just really nothing Dreammax can do. Once that Regieleki walked, the legendary defense from them just was not enough. Luminosity kept pushing. They made it happen here in game number 3. What a finish.
What a wild, wild finish. And it started at the 4-minute mark. That to me was the beginning of the end of the game. Everything after that became incredibly relevant. Starting with the Regieleki, and then the basement fight rotated.